Hey guys, today we're covering some basics of color grading, and that is exposure and contrast. Completely essential to color grading and to getting some video that looks great. So even just for color correction, you don't even have to do anything stylistic. This is the bare minimum that you need to know for color grading. So let's head into DaVinci Resolve and have a look at it. All right, guys, we're inside DaVinci Resolve, and the only thing I've done here is that I've brought in a clip that is a little bit overexposed, and I've converted it from C-Log free to Rec 709. So I've only put a color space transform on. You could have done that with a LUT you have, or if you shot something that is not in log and already in Rec 709, you don't have to do this step. So I've only done it to make sure that we start from 0 with the clip and with exposure and contrast. So what is exposure? Exposure is basically how dark or bright your image is. So as you can see right now, this definitely looks overexposed. Everything is basically all too bright. The shadow is too bright. Everything looks way off than it should. It doesn't really look overexposed, which means that it's too white in the whites up here, but it looks overexposed in all the other areas here. So let's just see what we can do with the exposure. So you might be used to having the shadows, midtones, and highlights, and then offset can be seen as exposure. If you edit in something like Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, you will know these. And basically what these do is that if we take a look at the curve here, we have our blacks down here and we have our whites over here. The same goes for the bottom to top. We have blacks down here and whites up here. And if I were to say, okay, my blacks doesn't start here, they actually start all the way over here where we have some information. Now everything is way too dark, but I basically just took the black point and told it to start way later. And I could do the same thing here. I could pull it up, and now I'm telling it to go a lot more bright. And you can see the same thing happening with our scopes over here, our waveform. I'm pushing the lower points here up, but I'm actually just squeezing everything together. Kind of see that if I turn it all the way up, now it disappeared and now it's all white. Same thing goes with the white point. I could drag that down. That will take our brightest parts here and push them down, and it actually will push all the image down towards the blacks. And if we continue down, you can see everything now gets very dark and all the way down to black. Then we can take our midpoints here and we can drag that up and down, and we can see how that affects, without pushing our white point and our black point at all, we can kind of adjust where we are at here. Now, if we were to do something with our shadows, that kind of tells us to do something. If we put a point around here and then pull this up, this is what our shadows will do. So the same thing, if we were to remove this and go back into our log wheel here, the same thing will sort of happen here. You can see it's just the shadows here that we're actually touching. The midpoint or the midtones would be somewhere around here that we would make a point, brightening up these parts, maybe not even as much. Around these parts here, making kind of a hump here. And you can see the same thing if we go to our midtones here and push that up, you can see sort of the same thing happening. And if we go to our highlights, you can see if we push that up or down, it's only these parts up here that are being moved, and it's basically just our whitest points. Now in this case, it's all that is very bright in this image and nothing else is being touched. And that refers to sort of the same thing as doing this here. So we're not touching our white points, we're just adding this up. Now, why is this important? This is important because those are the tools that you usually have available. And then the offset, which is kind of like exposure. And you can see the same thing happening here. The only thing that exposure does is that it pulls everything together and drags it up or down. So it doesn't really stretch it much. It just moves it basically up and down. So you can see that if we move it down, now we have something that looks a lot more like it maybe should. Still a little bit too dark, so we could try and push it up a little bit more. But you can see how our exposure is changing when we do this, and everything is being dragged together. So that's just everything moving up or down simultaneously. Now, if we have our lift, gamma, and gain over here, the lift is equal to taking our black point and pulling it up. So we're moving everything just like we did before, meaning that everything is being affected. And the same thing, we pull it down, that equals going in here and doing it this way. So if we just reset everything here again, the same thing goes for the gain. That equals doing this, pulling the whites to the right, and pulling down the gain means that you're pulling it down. And the gamma actually takes a point around here and then pulls it up or down depending on what you do. It makes a slight curve towards the blacks or the shadows, but it still affects the entire line here. And what's important to know about these things is that when you use lift, gamma, and gain, you affect the entire image, which gives more of a whole feel. So you would start with adjusting these and the exposure together to get where you want to be, and then you can tweak the small things with the shadows, midtones, and highlights. If you use a LUT that is well made, then you should only need to adjust the offset and then maybe adjust the shadows, midtones, or highlights, or the lift, gamma, and gain just a little bit. So that's the basics of the exposure. Let's say if we wanted to adjust the exposure of this, it's definitely way overexposed. So let's try and drag it down a little bit, maybe to around here. Then we could drag the gamma just up a little bit to get our brighter points back, and then drag down the lift because we want our blacks to be a lot more dark around there. Then maybe even bring up our gain a little bit again and our gamma a little bit, maybe bring down our lift again. And that means that now we have a much more pleasing image from what we had before, and it looks like it is exposed correctly again. So that's just by tweaking the offset first, the exposure, and then pulling up and down our lift, gamma, and gain a little bit. Now, this obviously also makes more of a contrasty scene, but what I would actually recommend you do is that now you understand how the exposure works and how you can adjust that, how the lift, gamma, and gain works, and how you can individually just tweak. Let's say, okay, we want the shadows a little bit brighter, and then maybe the highlights a little bit brighter as well, and then the midtones we could use some adjustments to as well. And now we just made a little bit more of tweaks, but that was subtle and that was in specific areas. So we understand how exposure works in this degree. Now let's take a look at contrast. So I'm gonna make another note, and we're gonna go into the curves because that's the best way to adjust the exposure. And we're kind of going to do similar things to what we did before. We're going to leave the black and the white points alone, so not doing the same thing as the lift, which would lift this, or the gain that would increase the white point. We're kind of going to go in and make a contrasty point to make everything look a little bit better. So I'm going to drag these shadows inwards here to make everything in around the shadows and the blacks darker, and it also affects everything else. So everything else also becomes a little bit darker until they reach the white points here. So I'm going to drag in my contrast point here to make everything a little bit more bright. This is a really strong S-curve. We could go lighter, so we could go something like this. That can also look pretty good. And maybe we should just start with an easier curve here. This is like a soft S-curve. You can see how that dramatically changed and gave our image a lot more contrast. Even though it is converted to Rec 709 already, we still might lack a little bit of exposure or contrast here. And now we can see we have a much more spread out waveform down here. So now we could go into our primaries and we could say, let's go into our lift, gamma, and gain and say, okay, our black points are still not quite where we want them. So let's decrease the lift a little bit to get somewhere closer. And then our white points might be good, but let's just increase our gamma a little bit. And now let's remember that increasing our gamma also means that we increase our shadows a little bit. So let's reduce our lift a little bit again. And that way we can play around. And I think around here, we're getting a pretty good image. So without the contrast here, you can see now we're back at here. We haven't really done that much with this one. We've just slightly adjusted everything. And we could go in and say, okay, the gain could go a little bit lower, so we don't have anything that is overexposed. And then increase the gamma a little bit more. Go back and forth until we are happy with our image here. I think this looks like a pretty good adjusted look. It's not too dark, it's not too bright, but it's kind of back to where it should be, where it looked like in real life. Personally, I might go in and make a bit of a stronger curve in here just to push it a little bit more, and then actually go in and just increase the exposure a little bit here as well. Something like this. I think that looks very good. So that's basically how you can play around with contrast. Contrast is the curve that pulls in the difference between the dark areas and the bright areas and kind of gives it this push. And then you have left with the midtones, of course, that you can play around with in here. Sometimes I would make a curve in here. It just pushes up our midtones a little bit more. You can see that just gave us a little bit more contrast and push in midtone areas in here. And then you want to push around with the settings here to see where you want to go. And then maybe just after this, go into our log wheels, made a new node here. You can see this kind of as layers as well. If you don't know much about nodes, I have a video on that as well. I'll link that on the top as a card right now. But we could go in and say, okay, I still want the shadows to be a little bit darker, but now I don't want the midtones to be affected as much. I'm just going to drag down the shadows a little bit and then maybe see where the midtones gets us. We actually want to push up the midtones a bit. And now the highlights are too bright, so let's just push those down a little bit as well. And now you can see with just the log wheels, we did this as well. So pulling these 4 tools or 3 tools together, we can easily just adjust our image exactly what we like and how we like it. And now it's a little bit pushed and it's a little bit contrasty. I kind of like this look, but that's all down and up to preference, however you want to do it. But a quick recap is our contrast. I would recommend starting with that. Is pulling in the difference between the darkest areas and the brightest areas, pulling that a little bit more together without necessarily playing around with the white and the black point. You can also make sure that you clip this a little bit so you have no pure black and no pure white. And that means that you still remain a little bit of detail, and at least it doesn't look overexposed or clipped. Pulling the darker points and the brighter points kind of further apart as we are just making this a lot stronger, and then going in and fine adjusting our lift, gamma, and gain. Again, the lift being the same thing as pulling up the black point here, affecting everything in the way as the entire line goes up, changing the gain here, which means that we're pulling in the white points, we're making all the white points brighter, and that means we're making everything else brighter as well. Because we're dragging this in, you can see that everything is affected. Same thing here with the lift. So lift, gain, and then our gamma is kind of doing the same thing as this, adjusting everything on in between the black and the white point, but making it slightly towards the black point so that everything becomes a little bit darker more than it becomes brighter, as the brighter areas is sometimes or usually something you don't want to play that much around with. And then for your final adjustments, you can go in and adjust the shadows, the midtones, and the highlights, which are more specific areas and tonal values in terms of that. And it's better to do after this because then you have a much more stretched out waveform and you have more control over what you're actually doing with these 3 sliders. Then back to the offset, which is basically just the exposure change. And you can see even if we're in the lock wheels, the offset doesn't change. That is the same offset that is here. And that is basically just used to drag up or down the entire waveform and just make sure you adjust the exposure. Now I talked about having LUTs and using that first. So let's just quickly, now we just made a duplicate clip. Just gonna drag that in, make sure that we're on the second clip. We are. And I'm just gonna steal this color space transform from my other clip, copy that in here. And then let's say we wanted to use a LUT. So I might put in a LUT. I'll take my Cine LUT 1, I think. Could be pretty good for this one. Now I actually just wanna change my exposure, because this has built-in contrast curves like so. Just go in a little bit more here. And you can see what that did. We just dragged down the exposure here. So now everything is a little bit more balanced. Dragging this one. And then we could go into our lift, gamma, gain and maybe just pull up the gamma a little bit here. Pull down the lift and then pull up the gain a little bit as well. Just play around with these again to get the look that we want. And then with these 3, we have all of that done. And basically what we've done with these 2 is just adjust everything so that it's more balanced. But we're still lacking the contrast, and that is built into this particular LUT that I've made. Some LUTs might not have that. That might only be color changes, but it's a good idea to apply the LUT before you start adjusting your exposure, and you can always turn it on and off. Just put it on a layer in itself if you're using another software than DaVinci Resolve. And that is basically exposure and contrast. I hope it made sense. I tried to boil it down into not too long a video, but still try to explain what the different tools are doing in kind of a practical way of showing you the exact clip and what it does without dragging it out too long and trying to cover both exposure and contrast. So if you got any questions or if this was way too confusing, ask them down in the comment section and I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to remake this video if it didn't make sense, but I really hope that it helped you. I feel like this is the first step to learning everything about color grading. So nail these, really get comfortable with these tools, and you will be very good at color grading, or at least correcting your images in no time, I promise you. So thanks so much for watching. I'm happy that you're here. Have a really great day, and until the next time, take care.